Welcome aboard! I'm Captain Wayne Canning, Master Boat Builder and Marine Surveyor. Today I'm down helping a friend work on his 1980 Irwin 34. He's been having some problems with the port lights leaking, so we're going to see about resealing the port lights. This is a fairly common problem on these older boats. Often the sealant used wasn't the proper type to start with. Port light leaks can sort of be insidious. They don't always show up right underneath the port light inside of the boat. And I see a lot of damage caused to woodwork. A small weeping freshwater leak can rot wood like you would not believe. It'll stain teak plywoods and other types of plywoods. It'll cause plywood to warp and buckle. A lot of times these boats are built with fiberglass shell and then plywood set up inside of that. The water will leak in between that fiberglass and the plywood, and that'll cause the water to come out in a different location, sometimes far away from the port. So when you're checking for leaks, always check around the port lights as well. Don't just assume it's somewhere else. These are a fairly common area for leaks. Also, I see a lot of owners delay repairing the port lights simply because they think it is a big project. It's not a small project, but it's not that hard. I've seen some major damage done just over some small port light leaks simply because the owner was afraid to fix it. So that's why we're going to go through this today. That's why I'm going to teach you how to fix this without any problem. It's really not that hard of a project. It's one easily tackled by most amateurs. Alright, let's get started. These plastic port lights are fairly typical on these older boats, and if not sealed properly, they do tend to leak. The leaks can often manifest themselves in different areas of the boat, so it may not be obvious that the port light's leaking. This owner has come along and smeared some silicone caulk around the top of the frame. This is fairly typical, and you'll see this on a lot of boats, but it's also equally useless. It usually does not solve the problem with the leak. The leaks tend to come wick in from underneath or around the edge, and even though the silicone smeared on the outside of it might seal it temporarily, eventually it's going to start to leak again. So we're going to go ahead and take these apart, take them out, completely clean everything up, remove all of the old caulking, and reinstall them with new caulking. You always want to use a high quality marine silicone, not the type you get from your local hardware store or Home Depot. The reason is the curing agent in the silicone is different. If you open the tube of silicone and you have that sour vinegar smell to it, that's the wrong stuff and you don't want to use it. On a project like this, it's worth spending the money. It's a false economy to try to save money on sealant. The reason you want to use the silicones versus other sealants is, particularly on plastic port lights, is plastics leach oil after a period of time. This sort of makes sense because plastic basically is a petroleum product. So you want to make sure that you use silicone, because silicone will stick to it. The oils won't affect the silicones, whereas they will affect the other sealants. I pull a lot of these port lights out that have been bedded in with 5200. It sticks like a son of a bitch in some places, but not all places. It'll give loose in certain areas, come loose from the plastic, the water will start to seep in, and then you've got real problems. So remember, always use good quality silicone. If you check with the port light manufacturers, that's what they recommend. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove all these screws from the trim ring. Oops. Okay, now that we have all the screws removed, we need to try to remove the trim ring itself. There's a couple ways we can do this. Together here. Alright. What we want to do is try to open this up in one corner. And it helps to get a nice stiff putty knife and kind of work it in there. Just kind of work one quarter in and wiggle it back and forth some so that you can cut the caulking. And then you just push it along and cut the caulking out. It helps to sometimes sharpen it. Alright, it helps to use one of these 5-on-1 tools to pry in there as well. And just work it down a little bit at a time. caulking's really hard to get out, you can use one of these orbital vibrating tools with a scraper blade on it. Not one with the teeth on it, but just with a scraper. And you can slide that in there. Once you've got it opened up a little bit, slide that in. And now quickly cut that caulking out of there. On these, it's not that bad, so I'm just going to stick with the putty knife and work it off a little bit at a time. And sometimes it helps to just kind of wedge it up a little bit at a time. Keep a little bit of upward pressure. Just work your knife in there. Okay, cut that caulking out of there. Cut all the way down to the rim of the portlight so that you get it all off. Don't try to pry it open too fast or you'll break the trim ring. A little bit at a time, don't pry too fast or you'll break the plastic. Just go around it, work from one side through to the other. Cut to do here. It helps to cut in from different angles. Off, there we go. Do it very easily, don't put too much pressure on it. And just come right off. There we go. That's it. It's the trim ring off. Next step is take a sharp chisel and clean some of this caulking off again. And we're going to cut. The excess. We're not really working to clean it up right now, but just get the big chunks off. Alright, at this point, we want to go ahead and remove the whole portlight. That way we can get this old caulk all cleaned out of there real good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut back in and around it to break the caulking loose from the portlight frame itself. Then we'll go inside and remove the screw. Go inside the boat and remove the portlight from the inside. So we're going to take our driver so that we can pull the screws. Goes with the territory of being a sailor.
That seems to be coming right out.
Yeah.
For a change. You might get your 30-minute installation after all. What were they thinking? They just wanted to sell me parts and make it sound easy.
Yeah, textbook case. Well, he's probably talking about just the trim ring alone. probably can change out a trim oil in 30 minutes. But we're doing it right.
There you go.
Stuff right there.
What kind of caulk was used on this one?
No, could be 5200. Alright, portlight. We're going to clean up all the old caulk off. Sharp chisel, relatively sharp, just scrape it off. So you want to take time on this and do it right. And sometimes it helps to drag the chisel backwards. I'm trying to remove that final film. Sort of like a scraper. Particularly useful around the radiuses where it's hard to push the chisel. Alright. Yeah, looks like we have that cleaned up fairly well. Next step is to get all the old sealant off of here. Surprisingly, it's come off of there relatively easily. These big chunks. To get all of this off of here because the old sealant will make it difficult to have a good sealant. So we'll get that cleaned up pretty well. This is probably the most tedious part of this project. Alright, what we'll do here, this little sander. We don't want to take a lot of material off, but we just kind of want to remove the last of that caulking. It also gets rid of all the contaminants and gives us a nice rough surface to stick to. Alright. Clean up some of this. Next step is to get some solvent. Remove the final film. We are going to use acetone on this. Acetone works good for cleaning stuff off of fiberglass. You have to be careful when using it around plastics. Portlight. Always do a test area first. Whatever solvent you use on plastics, always do a test area first. And we'll clean it up really, really good. I find it helps to do a quick wipe down. Change your rag off and don't always use the same spot of the rag. And we'll clean that up good so we can see what we've got. And at this point, if I want to come back along and try to, now you can see what sealant's still left on there. And you can try to scrape that off. That last little bit. I can see all that 5200's come off, yet the silicone is still sticking. Somewhere along the line they had silicone on here. And they changed it to the 5200 type of sealant. A little tedious. You want to make sure you get as much off as you can and get a nice clean surface. Flip the rag frequently so that you're not just smearing contaminants around. Alright, now we're going to clean the portlight itself before putting it back in. Once again, you need to make sure that this plastic is going to be compatible. I've done a testing. The only caulking that's still remaining on here is some silicone that they used at one time, which shows you how well that sticks to the plastic. Okay. Now, on a clean spot on the rag, I'm trying to wipe down. Careful, this acetone drips on the plastic lens. That will screw that up as well. Just cleaning up. Alright. Now what we want to do is match the holes in the old trim ring to the new trim ring. So what we'll do is set the new trim ring on there, set the old one over it, and I've marked the top so that I know the holes line up. What I will do, take my drill, center that up. And I don't want to try to drill all the way through the new trim ring. I just want to mark it a little bit. Alright, now I've got it marked all the way around, I can drill all the way through it. This way the drill won't go in and mess up the holes in the fiberglass. And probably should also mark that as to which is the top. Gotta put it back on. The holes are lined up. Okay, the next step is to get the caulking in here. Put a good heavy bead in there and make sure it completely fills the void.
Make sure you get nice, even caulking deep into the groove, particularly underneath and on the bottom. This is an area where I find a lot of leaks down along the bottom, so you don't push the caulking in deep right there. Now we want to come back and add another bead just underneath where the trim line is going to go in. See the trim line.
There. Trimming on there. Screws.
As you put the screws in, make sure that you over tighten too much caulking. Get nice and firm.
Time to clean up.
The best way to clean up the excess caulking is to use a putty knife. Just gently trim away the excess. Wipe the putty knife frequently on a paper towel or rag. And then come back and just trim away, leaving as little caulk as possible. Work your way around the trimmer and leave all the excess caulking off. Now a little bit of final cleanup of the sealant and your project will be finished. It's either time to clean up all your tools or move on to the next port light. You should no longer have any problems with any leaks.
Anyhow, wait. I don't know if I'm recording or not. Hey, baby. Can I call you? Can I call you back? We're right in the middle of talking this thing.
The finger in front of the lens is probably not going to work.
Yep. We got it. Okay, let's go.
All right, stand back. You're too close. There you go.